good afternoon. I come here to share a little message that really comes from my heart. And I want to say that if you're going through a phase in your life that you feel that you're being a mess, or that you feel that nothing is going the way that you want to, you realize that you're taking actions that are not aligned with what your heart truly desires, and you feel that there's something that is blocking a flow of energy, that you're like there's something that is not right, and like me with my external world. I want to say that the moment that you surrender in the way that you accept that there is opposites existing inside of you, that there's two feelings or emotions opposite that are going on at the same time. It allows you to learn how to breathe through all this, but also to let everything kind of settle down, and what needs to just go away will go away, but the truth will always stay there. And if you take the time to observe what is there, what is going on, the possibility are infinite of what can happen. And this is why in another video that I did earlier this week, that I was sharing that it can take you a lifetime to change something inside of you, to change an aspect of your life, or it can take you a minute. And it will come with how much you're gonna resist to what is your truth, and also if you're gonna take the time to observe and go to the root of what is really going on. And in the past months, I have been doing this deep work where it is not comfortable at all, and it can be really painful, and we can tend to run away and not wanting to take the time to sit with ourselves and what is there, because it can be scary. But if we let ourselves being guided by the presence of love, what I mean is the energy, where it takes the time, that energy takes the time to listen, to observe, to understand, to be compassionate, to be empathic, and to be in a really not judgmental state. What happened at that time is that you will take accountability and responsibility for the mistakes that you did, the things that you did that you wish that you will have done differently, but you will also, more important in all this, understand why it happened in the first place. And something that I realized is not just about saying I'm sorry and this will never happen again, but it's about understanding why it will never happen again. And in order to understand why it will never happen again, as I said at first, we have to understand why it happened at first. And the root can be deep of why the mistake happened in the first place. And I'm feeling called to talk about this because we are all human, and one thing that is sure is that we're gonna fuck up and we're gonna make mistakes. But one thing that I realize is we don't really know what to do when this happened with us or with another human being. And we can be really, really, really not kind to ourselves or to others when this happened, because of course there's a lot of pain and all this is normal. But how can we allow ourselves and others to grow from this experience? And in order for a change to happen in a human being, we never do something for nothing. If we do something or repeat an action or something that we would like to change, but it's hard to do it and all that, is that we are associated a gain from it. If not, we will not be doing it. And there's a transformation when we feel and associate more pain to keep going this way, or to do this again, or to think about the possibility to do this again, that it pushes us to do completely different. So it's again a ratio of pleasure and pain. And this is how we do, this is how we operate as human beings. And sometimes we don't understand at first why we said that, we did that, we act like that, or we want to understand it from another person, but it's not because we don't understand it yet that there's no reason for this to happen. And I'm not saying that we should tolerate everything in our life. This is not what I mean. But it is really possible to accept and forgive everything that can happen and understand why it happened. But if we're thinking in a two-person relation, that we are talking about a friendship, love relationship, work, anything that happened between two person, it is really important to understand that there is always in the two-person a part of responsibility. Even if it's small like that, it is really important to go through the process of understanding our part of responsibility. But it's not because something happened or a mistake happened, and it can be something that was really painful or hurtful. That doesn't mean that the relationship that we are talking about, doesn't matter what type of, that needs to be condemned to failure or to be taken and put to the trash. When you have at least two person that is working on themselves, that are taking responsibilities for them, part of responsibilities, that they go to the root to understand why whatever happened, and also how to understand how they can do different, but also to address and take care of the part of the self in each other that will be called to do different, or to find different ways to deal with, doesn't matter the situation, the emotion, the feelings that can be present, that will end up taking decisions that we can regret, or decisions that you're like, oh my god, I was not alive. And with this, I want also giving an example of it is important to keep growing and evolve, but we can also take example of things that already happened that was working. And I realized that before we used to work more, to work harder, we used to take the time to fix things. And now, as we are consuming like electronics, the way that we are doing it, we are doing a little bit the same with humans. And it's like if we don't take the time anymore to fix anything, and we're just ready to throw everything away to start all over. And by saying this, if we're talking about something going on between two person, it has the work, the will, the passion, the teamwork needs to come from the two sides. It cannot be only one way. But the moment that you have the two person taking responsibility and doing the work and actually putting action to change, and actually this will come with observable changes, I think that you have a win-win thing that is going on. That this is a proof that this relation can keep going and actually taking what happened, to take all this, to let all this transform and lead to growth and evolution. And there can be a continue. Of course, there's maybe gonna things that are gonna be rebuilt, but I truly believe that when you have this, it is possible to keep precious relationship, and it's an opportunity to get even closer, more intimate, and even taking more care of each other's in that type of relation. Doesn't matter which one we're talking about, because what will happen here, it's gonna be a choice of perspective, a choice of what we're gonna do with this. But when you have two person completely involved and that have really the passion and the will, everything is possible. And I think that it is something that we are losing with time, as it is just easy to just, okay, change this, change the phone, change that, and we are now doing the same with each other. And for me, it doesn't make sense. If the reason why I'm talking about this today is I've been probably one of the first to do so. And I took a freaking big step back and I put a pause and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? We cannot throw away amazing relationship and amazing people away for a moment or a mistake that was calling all of us to grow and evolve. But of course, for this to happen, there's work required, and it's gonna come challenge you to the core of yourself and revise your belief, your life perspective, how you decide to do conclusion, how you decide to see your inner, external world. But everything is possible. And it's not because a majority of people will not do it, or will not be agree with, or that is not the right thing to do, or it is not the right way to go. So I wanted to bring that shift of perspective, because I really deeply believe that there's relationships that are really worthy to grow and evolve, of course as individual, but together as well, and people that should not be separate for life because of a moment that was calling for growth and evolution, and that there was something possible to do. And I think that it's a calling for us to revise how we see things and how we operate, how we do things. And also what I realized with all this is I have been questioning friendship that they have them friendship for years. love relationships that they have been relationship for years, and also like work relationship and all that. And what I realized is in all the cases, all the type of relationship, even the kids, mother, father, like parents and kids relationship, what I'm realizing is all the relationship are gonna go through shit. They're gonna go through freaking rough time that's gonna come shake all of us. And what's gonna make that is gonna last in time and still have this solid, lovely friendship, love relationship is how this decided to face challenges, problems, mistakes, hard feeling, betrayal, name it, is what they decided to do at that moment, how they decided to see it, to conclude on it, and what are the action that did follow after that. And that did bring them through growth and evolution together, or to fall apart. Sending you love, so much love and light, and let's reflect and observe. See you soon.